welcome to Streaming Safari here at the Lion Habitat Ranch. My name is Alex, and first I want to say thank you guys for coming out to see us. If you come out to see us, making any donations, and you can do that on the links below. We're also on Amazon Smiles, and anything that you can contribute to us is amazing because we are a nonprofit, and that really does help us take care of our animals, so thank you so much. Today we're going to be talking about center of gravity. I have two different experiments for you. One of them is very challenging. The other is a little bit easier. So I'm going to show you the easy one first, and then you can attempt the second one because we may have to post a little video later or secretly edit this so that... Oh, my mic went out. I'm sorry. My mic went out. Oh, there we go. We're back. Because it is a little bit challenging, and so sometimes I can't get it quite right. So it is going to take you a couple tries, but I promise it's not magic, it's physics, it actually works. So what we're going to do first, you're going to need, for this experiment, you're going to need some toothpicks. It's really windy today, guys, so that's why my mic's going in and out.
So you just have to speak louder.
So what you're going to need is you're going to need a number of different toothpicks. We had skewers, so we're using pieces of skewer. You're going to need a fork, a spoon, and a cup. So this is easy if you have like utensils that are of the same type. One sec, guys.
Bird chat will be in 5 minutes. Ask a keeper near you for location.
We were running late today, guys. Sorry about that.
We are open to the public right now, so one of our bird chats is about to start. If you do come out to visit us, you can see our educational bird talk and one of our awesome birds. So, as I was saying, if you have utensils that are a similar weight, so if they're like the same type of utensil, usually like you have the same markings on them, and they'll be kind of a similar weight. So what you want to do is you want to take the spoon and the fork, and you're going to take the spoon and kind of weave it through the fork. You're going to kind of want it to be at a little bit of an angle, side to side. And then you're going to put a toothpick through the center. So this is the part that you're going to have to mess with a little bit. You're trying to kind of find where the weight is going to balance. Now on the edge of the cup, you're going to kind of position it, and eventually you'll find a point where your fork and spoon float. And it looks like that. Now what's going on here is you've created what's called a pivot point.
The wind is helping.
And the wind is really helping us with this today. A center of gravity, which acts on any object or a number of objects like these, is where the gravity is actually pulling down. So with these different things, you have different weights that are pulling in different directions. So what happens is, especially since this cup is actually at an angle, the center of gravity will actually occur in the center of the toothpick. So let's see if I can do it again. The wind is not helping us today. At least I got it once.
It's all right.
We'll do it. So again, you can mess with where this is located in the center, and that'll help a lot too.
Remember, guys, every time we have a streaming safari, the wind always comes
windy,
without a fail.
It's gonna mess with what we're doing.
But at least we have Bentley in the background for you guys, so he's cute.
It works, I swear. So there's nothing underneath this, and actually the wind is moving it back and forth, and you can see that even though the wind is moving it, the center of gravity is stable enough that it's not making it fall. So if the wind only hits it at a certain angle, just like if you're like standing on one foot trying to balance, you aren't going to fall over if you adjust that center of gravity correctly. And until something kind of hits you from the wrong angle, that's when you'll fall over. So this is going to balance until that wind comes and knocks it off in the wrong direction. So that's a pretty neat magic trick to do. And if you practice this one a couple times, you'll get really, really good at it, and you can do it really easily. So this one's a pretty easy one. And you can actually, I like to let them stay and see how long they stay there. Our other one is slightly more challenging. You're going to need 3 pieces of toothpick or 3 toothpicks. I have pieces of toothpick. And you're gonna need some, oh, there it goes. Some string.
Another bag of lettuce.
So you're gonna need some string and 2 things that are very heavy. So I have tied to my string just a ball of Gatorade, and then the heavy thing that I would use would be this Dawn dish soap. Now we've got a table upside down because it's easiest to do this if you have a table that doesn't have a turning lip. So if you have like a flat surface with a space underneath. So if you have like a dining room table, that's usually the easiest thing to do. But unfortunately, our picnic table actually has a small curve to it, and that curve will kind of mess with where our center of gravity is going to be. So I don't know if this is going to balance. We're going to try it just once, but it does work. Give it a couple tries because it is a harder one to do. So you're going to take one of your toothpicks and stick it underneath the loop of your string. The Gatorade's going to hang on it, and then your heavy thing you're actually going to set on the back. So ideally what you're going to be able to do is let go. I'm not going to do that right now just because of the way that the table is, but this will hold it so that you can position the other toothpicks. Your second toothpick is going to go down here.
Almost gonna look like a kite.
Yeah, so it's going to make kind of a kite shape. So you're making this triangle here, and then the third toothpick is going to be in the center. So what you need to do is position this so they're all really, really close together so that this little toothpick you kind of have to force in. So mine's a little too far down.
And then we may have to post a video.
Yes,
Afterwards,
well,
we might have
if
to go
we
into the
don't do
building.
it right, we'll post a video of it later. I did have a successful attempt in the gift shop, but the gift shop is not windy. So, and as I said, this is a little bit more of a challenging experiment, but it's really fun to do because you don't need a lot of supplies for it. So this one, you're just going to kind of push underneath. And you're going to find the point, so because we're using some skewers, they're really slippery on the ends. Your toothpick will hopefully work better than our little skewers here. But so your idea is to get this to a point where it balances and you can actually let go of your thumb or take off that big thing from the top. We'll post a video of it later. And so when you're doing this, usually I find that the easiest way to do it is force the string all the way back to the edge of whatever you're doing it on. And then put this one in second and then this one third and adjust it. When you have something heavy on here, it's a little bit easier for you. And that's the center of gravity experiment. What will happen here is there will be the pivot point here where the bottle is coming down and the toothpicks are actually forcing in and up. So it moves where the center of gravity is going to be, and you can actually balance something really heavy like a bottle of Gatorade on just a single toothpick. It's pretty cool. We all have center of gravity issues, right? Like when you balance on one foot, it becomes a little bit harder to stay upright. So your center of gravity, depending actually if you're male or female, is going to be a little bit different. Women tend to have a center of gravity that's a little bit lower, closer to their pelvis, whereas men are going to have one that's a little bit higher. Animals, especially like our lions, have a very special center of gravity trick that they can use that's similar to the experiments that we just did. When I stand on one foot, I have 3 other limbs to help me balance, right? I balance depending on where my arms are at and where my leg is. And I can move those things around to shift where my center of gravity is, where gravity is forcing me down to the floor. They have a little trick, which is they have a tail.
Wrap it up. Phone is
They have
overheating.
a tail. And so their tail can help them to position their center of gravity, and they can balance even better, which helps them jump up on things easier. So that is our streaming safari for today. Thank you guys again, and we will see you next week. Bye.